how I keep a good frame of mind is I don't look at this arena as being an arena anymore. I don't look at the horse as being a horse, and I don't look at myself as being a trainer. I look at this arena as being a classroom. The horse is the student, and I'm the teacher. Now, when you're in school, when the teacher is in school teaching her students, she has certain principles she has to go by. She can't hit the student, she can't kick the student, she can't slap them, she can't call them bad names, she can't do any of those things. What she can do is she can make the classroom fun and exciting, she can teach her students, she can learn, and she can develop a lesson plan. And that's what we're going to do with this horse today. We're just going to start developing a lesson plan with this horse. And when we're developing a lesson plan, we got to, whatever we're going to do with the horse, we've got to break it down into steps. And each step will lead into the next step. And the way that works is we've got to find something so easy that any horse in the world can do it. The only two times a horse can't do something is, one, is if they're physically lame and they just can't do it. Whatever we're trying to do with them causes them injury or puts them in pain, then for sure we can't have that horse do that exercise. The only other time a horse can't learn something is if we give up on them. If the teacher gives up on her students, for sure they're never going to learn. So we have to start somewhere, getting a horse to do something. You know, if we have a horse in a round pen, I know every horse in the world can go to the left in the round pen. There's no doubt about it. Every horse in the world can do it. So that would be step number one. Then we start building up on those steps, just like the school teacher does in school with her students. So with this horse, where we'd want to start is out here a little bit, and all I want the horse to do to go to the left. Now when we're teaching the horse how to go to the left, if I'm standing here and I start adding pressure, which way the horse is going to go, the horse is going to back up. All right, if I'm behind the horse a little bit, I can ask him to go forward. Keep the pressure on until the horse takes a couple of steps forward, just like that. So all it comes down to is body language, asking the horse to go forward or asking the horse to back up, and all body language is pressure. You know, if I want the horse to go forward, I'm going to be behind the hip, and I'm going to ask the horse to put pressure on the horse that way. Now, the reason the horse knows he got it right is because I'm going to release the pressure. If I don't ever release the pressure, the horse is never going to know you got the right answer. As soon as I do release the pressure on this horse, then the horse knows that he got the right answer. So we're going to do the first step. First step, go to the left. And as soon as he starts going to the left, you want to take away the pressure. So we're just starting with something that we know every horse in the world can do. Go to the left. Good boy. Good for you. So the second step, go to the left. First step, go to the left. Go to the left. Go to the left. Good boy. Go to the left again. You want it so the horse goes to the left consistently. Good boy. Good. So go to the left again. Good. To the left. Keep his nose on you. To the left. Go to the left. Good boy. And then the second step is to pick up the halter and have him stop. Just put pressure. As soon as he stops, let him go. So he knows he got the right answer. Go to the right. So the third step, go to the right. Go to the right. Good boy. Pick up on the halter and stop his feet. As soon as he stops, release him. If you don't release him, he's never going to know he got the right answer. Good boy. Now there are certain things that the student also is not allowed to do in school. The student is not allowed to go up and hit the teacher. They can't do it. They can't sit there and tell the teacher to shut up. They can't disrespect the teacher in any way. They can't get up and walk out of the classroom anytime they want. The students are allowed to sit in the classroom. They're allowed to sit there and learn. They're allowed to be confused. They're allowed to have more steps in their teaching. They're allowed to not understand the subject. They're allowed to answer or ask questions when they need help from the teacher. So this horse also, or our student here, also has standards he has to go by. He can't come up and kick me. He can't bite me. He can't rear up and strike me. He can't do any of those things. Good boy. And stop your feet. Good. And go to the left. So both teacher and the student both have standards they have to go by. And when you have children, how do you want your children treated in school by the teacher? You know, the same way you're going to want your horse treated by the teacher or the trainer who's working with your horse. You know, it wouldn't make any sense because the horse is pulling me around a little bit to go and whack him upside the head. That's not going to make him learn any faster. How he's going to learn is from pressure and release. So pressure, move to the left. Good boy. Pressure, stop. Good, release. Pressure, go to the right. And release. Again, the pressure is what motivates him to go forward or in the direction we want him to go in. The release is what tells him he got the right answer. Without a release, he'll never understand what we want him to do. Now this horse is already a little nervous, so we wouldn't want to put too much pressure on him. If we put too much pressure on him, he's going to drag me across the arena. You just use enough pressure to get the horse to move out or to do the exercise you want him to do. So right now, all we're really doing is working with this hip. Right hip, go to the right. Good boy. Go ahead and stop. Good. Left hip, go to the left. Good boy. Right hip to the right. Left hip. Oh, stop. Stop your feet. Stop your feet. Stop your feet. Right there, good. Left hip to the left. Now, keep going. Now you probably can come out here and, throw a bridle in his mouth and put a blanket and saddle on his back, and he'd probably go off bucking like crazy, but that's not the goal. It's not the goal for my student. And it wouldn't be the goal for the teacher to hand her students a quiz before they had a chance to learn the subject. It wouldn't make sense. We want to use steps in our training and then put in as many steps as you possibly can. You don't just want to go and get on the horse. I'm not interested in this horse ever bucking. I don't want to get bucked off. The ground hurts. It's gotten harder throughout the years. And I don't bounce anymore. So, when I stopped getting bucked off horses is when I became safer about what I did. That's when I stopped getting bucked off. Not that it's never going to happen again, because it might. I don't know. But I can be as safe as I can when working around these horses. And as safe as I can, meaning when I'm asking this horse to move his left hip to the left, I'm going to stay out of kicking distance in case he tries to kick out at me. Good boy. Good. And give to the bit, or give to the halter. Give to the pressure. Right there. Good boy. Good. So always let them know they're doing good. Every now and then I'll come up and rub him on the forehead and let him know he's doing really well. And right there. Good. And this way. To the right. Good. Now today we're going to be going pretty quick in what we're doing. You don't have to do it all in 2 hours. You could break this up into 2 weeks. You could break it up into 2 months. You could break it up in 2 years if you really wanted to. You could break it up for as long as you want to break it up for. You don't have to be on the horse within 2 hours or be mounting or dismounting the horse in 2 hours or even go to the saddle in 2 hours. Some horses can't handle that. We had a thoroughbred stallion here last year that we were doing a clinic with, and I think he was a 3-year-old and broke, and we worked on this horse for 3 hours, and the furthest I was able to go is halfway up and halfway down in the saddle. I couldn't go any further than that. If I would have said, oh, I'm just going to go throw a leg over this horse, we probably would have both gotten hurt. The horse would probably gone through the round pen, and I'd have probably been taken away by life flight. So it's not worth it. If the horse isn't ready, it's not worth getting on the horse. It's not worth getting hurt over. Good. So all we're doing is we just taught them the first 3 lessons, or started teaching them the first 3 lessons. One was go to the left. One was stop your feet, stop and face me, and go to the right. So we just started somewhere that we knew the horse can actually do the exercise. It wouldn't be very fair to the horse if I just came out and threw a blanket and saddle on the horse, put a bridle in its mouth, and said, let me get on your back, because we haven't prepared the horse for it yet. And everything we do, we want to prepare the horse for what we're going to do, which, we'd like to be on them and having them move around today. That's what we would like to do. Good. This is also an emotional control exercise. If we just keep his mind busy, he's going to have to relax. And that just goes into the 4 elements of the training that we're doing. First, what we do is we start working a piece of the horse's body. It could be his hip, having his left hip go to the left. It can be having his right hip go to the right. It can be back up. It could be back up. It could be anything, as long as we're working with a piece of the horse's body. What's going to happen within a short amount of time is the horse's mind is going to go to that body part. So when we start working the part of the horse's body, then we start working the horse's mind. When we're working the horse's mind, we start working the horse's emotions, because all his emotions originate from his mind. And when we start working with these emotions, then we start working with his body again in a calm, relaxed manner. So, go to the left. Good. Good. So all you have to do, don't even worry about anything else, is start working with a part of the horse's body. Within a short amount of time, like I said, you'll be working with his mind. His mind will lead to his emotions, and his emotions will lead to his body again in a calm, relaxed manner. Good boy. Good. So what we're going to go to next now